Imagine this. The year is 1932. The world is in the Great Depression. Australia is struggling. Farmers in Western Australia are barely hanging on. And then 20,000 giant birds show up like it's the apocalypse. These aren't pigeons. These are emus. 6-foot tall, 80-pound feathered tanks that can sprint 40 miles an hour and kick like a mule. After World War I, the government gave ex-soldiers land in the Campion district to farm wheat. The crops finally grow, and so does the emu population. A perfect storm. The emus migrate inland looking for water and food after breeding season. They discover endless wheat fields, no fences strong enough to stop them, and basically an all-you-can-eat buffet. Farmers watch in horror as entire crops disappear in days. One farmer wrote that the emus moved like a marching army. Another said they ate everything and then just stood there staring at you, daring you to do something about it. The farmers begged the government for help. Their first request? Machine guns and soldiers. Yes, actual soldiers, because nothing says pest control like the Australian military. The Minister of Defense at the time, Sir George Pearce, says yes. He assigns Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery 2 soldiers, 2 Lewis machine guns, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The official mission? Call the emu population and give the soldiers some live-fire target practice. The press immediately dubs it the Emu War. November 2nd, 1932. The war begins. First battle? The soldiers spot about 50 emus in a field. They set up the Lewis guns, open fire, and the emus scatter like they've done this before. A few birds drop, but most just zigzag away at full speed. The machine guns jam in the heat and dust. Official tally after the first day? Maybe 12 emus dead. The soldiers use more bullets than birds killed. One report says it took 10 bullets for confirmed kill. The emus learn fast. They split into small groups, use the trees for cover, and refuse to bunch up again. It's like they're running military maneuvers. Local settlers start calling the birds feathered gorillas. November 4th, the army tries an ambush. They herd 1,000 emus toward the guns. Perfect setup. The gunner opens up, and the gun jams after 12 rounds. The emus escape again, only a handful down. The soldiers even try mounting a machine gun on a truck to chase them. Picture this, a military truck bouncing across the outback at top speed, gun blazing, emus sprinting ahead like it's a cartoon. The truck can't keep up with the terrain, the gunner can't aim, and the emus just leave them in the dust. By November 8th, 6 days in, the official count is 300 emus killed, with over 2,500 rounds fired. Major Meredith writes in his report, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks." The farmers are furious. The emus keep coming back. Rain finally arrives, the emus spread out, and the army calls it quits on November 10th. They pack up and go home. Round 2, December. The farmers beg again. The army returns with better guns and no media this time. They claim 1,000 emus killed in a month, but even the government admits the birds simply moved to new farms. In the end, the army withdraws again, permanently. Final score according to official records, roughly 1,000 emus killed with nearly 10,000 bullets total. The emus never surrendered, never stopped eating crops, and basically won by outlasting the Australian military. The government's solution in the end, pay farmers a bounty for emu beaks and build better fences. Old-school pest control wins over machine guns. The Emu War became Australia's favorite national embarrassment. Major Meredith later said the emus beat us fairly and squarely. Even the House of Representatives laughed about it during debates. And the best part? Emus are still protected in most of Australia today. Somewhere out there, 20,000 great-grandchildren of those original birds are still running free, probably still laughing. So next time someone says humanity always wins against nature, remind them of the time one of the world's best armies lost a war to giant flightless birds armed with nothing but legs and attitude. Like, if you can't believe this actually happened, Subscribe for more history that sounds completely made up but isn't, and I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully without 20,000 angry emus chasing me.